Every runner has a story. What about you? What's your story? Running isn't easy. We've all overcome struggles to get to where we are. Maybe you're struggling now. What is it that stands in your way of reaching your full potential as a runner? And are you willing to do what it takes to get there? If you're not sure, listen to this story about how this runner overcame an obstacle that seemed absolutely impossible. And remember, if they can do it, you can do it too. What are your running goals? Do you need help recovering from a running injury? Do you need help developing a training plan? Maybe you've never ran before and you just want to get started. Let us help you reach that big goal of yours. Here at BodySmart, we help runners maximize their performance and stay on the road. To learn more, ask questions, or to set up your first free appointment, go to bodysmartutah.com or call us at 801-479-4471.
Hello and welcome to the Running Unbroken podcast. My name is Dr. Cameron Garber and I am here with special guest, Jarom McPhee. So thank you so much for joining us today.
Yes, thanks for having me.
Yeah,
What an honor.
Yeah, well, we're excited to have you on. It's fun to get amazing athletes like yourself in here and test. And so we just did a metabolic test with him, which is really fun to kind of see. Yeah, amazing athlete and did really well. And it's just fun to geek out on his numbers. And so that was really fun. But I think the even more fun part is to get to learn more about your story as a runner. So, it's fun to see how your training style bears out in your metabolic test to see kind of what that does. But it's also fun to be able to take some more time with people to find out how they're training and what they do for training and what their life story has led to the type of athlete they are as well. So tell me a little bit more about how you got into running. When did you start running?
It's probably been 10 years.
Really? Okay.
Me actively. More. So I was with my brother-in-law. He signed me up for a gruesome grizzly trail race, 10K, for my first run. And it was hard. And I was like, this is actually kind of fun. And then we started doing marathons and half marathons all together. So I blame him for getting me into running. Yeah,
you started out with one called Gruesome Grizzly, huh? Sounds like a rough start.
But I wasn't into it then.
Yeah.
It just kind of over time gradually started to become the addiction. Because before that I was a gamer.
Okay.
Big time gamer. Hours and hours on video games and stuff. So now it's shifted.
That's great.
It's all running.
Wow.
There's no really.
You don't have time.
I don't have time. I'm always out running 20 miles.
That's great. That's great. I think it's probably a healthier addiction, right?
Yeah. It's a fun addiction.
It is a fun addiction. Well, you see a lot more cool stuff.
Right. See a lot of cool scenery, especially on the trail.
Yeah, I imagine you have seen some very, very pretty things.
A lot of cool people you meet. Amazing people. I love the running community. How they support you no matter what level you are. It doesn't matter.
Right. Isn't that amazing with the running community, how supportive the running community is of all athletes of all types, all levels?
Yeah, it doesn't matter if you're pro or just starting. They're all cheery on.
It's amazing. I remember watching, one race where you could tell this guy was like trying to get his best time. He was just really pushing to come in. And there was a guy in front of him just barely able to limp. And he ran up behind him and he just scooped his head under the guy's arm and like helped him across the finish line. It was like it was just so cool to see this guy that sacrificed his own time possibly and stuff like that to be able to help another runner that was clearly suffering. It was pretty bad, but yeah, I love the running community in that way. So how did you get into the running scene and running community then? So started with one race. How did it grow from there?
just started, and then again, like the marathons, signed up for some of those. And I really like the Ragnar because that's where you meet a lot of people.
Yeah.
And hey, I need an extra runner. So
yeah, you always volunteer.
I'll do it.
That's awesome.
So then you meet more people that way. And
cool.
Keep going. And
yeah, got you into the running community a little bit.
Right.
Well, so as you kind of progressed along in your running, when did you start running like ultra distances and such high volume of running?
Oh, it's been just a couple years now.
Okay.
So last year it was a record-breaking.
Yeah, maybe
miles,
world record-breaking.
so
it was pretty impressive.
Last year I ran 6,203 miles.
Wow.
And this year I'm almost at 5 now. So
Holy
I could
cow.
break that record.
Do you know what the world record is?
I do not.
You should look into that because, I mean, it's pretty impressive. That's a lot of miles. Well, so, yeah, that's crazy. So I was looking at that. You had posted about that at the end of last year, kind of your totals. That's 294 hours, I believe it was, something like that of running. It's a lot of running.
Yeah. Say the addiction has changed.
Yeah, yeah. Would you say you were getting that many hours of gaming in? Then?
Oh yeah, more.
More?
Probably. Because you're just sitting.
Yeah. Yeah. That's fascinating. So what a cool thing. What made that shift in your mind, do you think? To go from, a very sedentary activity that is kind of living in fantasy land to, dealing with very real things as you're plugging away lots of miles.
I think what did it for me is so gaming, they always come up with something new. Like, okay, now I have to get good at this.
Mm-hmm.
With running, it's like, well, it doesn't change. It stays running. You can always progress. And that's kind of what I like about running. It's like, it takes all this time to get good. You might as well just keep with one thing. That's what I always do.
Yeah. So do you approach it kind of like it's a game?
Kind of.
Yeah. Like you're manipulating the variables.
It's a passion and I love. So it's not like I don't run for exercises. It's run because
you love it. Yeah. I find that when people do that, they tend to be healthier, right? When they run, not to lose weight or not to exercise, right? Or get fit. When they run because they love it, getting fit, losing weight, those are kind of natural consequences of just doing more of what you enjoy doing.
Those are just bonuses.
Right. Well, and it's not very enjoyable when you run in a way that it's a punishment, right? Versus running at whatever pace you want to run at. Or, I mean, when you run, do you have a set goal in mind of I want to do this? Or is it more like, hey, I'm going to run this trail and however long it takes me, it takes me?
That's how I run.
That's how you run. Yeah. I kind of got that sense.
I don't really race a lot. I just get up and start running, and I'll usually hit my 20. That's kind of a goal.
20 a day?
A day.
It's a pretty good goal.
Regardless. So normally I won't do it all at once. A lot of times I'll do 15 here and then 5 later or something. So it seems a little easier on the body. That
makes sense. Yeah. Is it a pretty good mix between trail and road then?
Yeah. Mostly probably road because I'll go right out my door and run. Why drive somewhere where I just run from my door.
Okay. So mostly road miles then. Interesting.
But I do like the trails too.
Yeah. Wow. It's pretty. And mixes it up
both.
A bit. Yeah. Yeah.
I do both.
That's cool. So trail and road. Do you do much treadmill?
Yes, I do every running thing.
Every type of running, huh? Yep. We'll have to show you our light speed lift treadmill. You might really like that. That's pretty fun too.
I like the treadmill too because it helps with the cadence. Keeps it constant
and steady.
I use it as a tool. I'm never bored on a treadmill. Really.
That's great. That's great.
Just the feeling of running is.
Well, maybe they ought to make a treadmill video game somehow that integrates a treadmill into the video game, and then you could that'd be perfect.
I need a treadmill hooked to my house to power my house.
That they should do. I agree.
I'll just run on that all day.
You could power the neighborhood.
Yeah.
Well, that's cool. So as you've been running, have you had any major like injuries or any setbacks, anything like that, or have you stayed pretty healthy?
I have had a stress fracture before.
Okay.
It was in my femur.
How long ago?
Back when we did the Ragnar Vegas.
Okay.
It's probably been 6 years now.
Okay.
But I didn't know it was a stress fracture at the time.
Just started hurting, huh?
First leg of the run downhill.
Mm-hmm.
And after that, I couldn't run. I'd try, and then finally went in. Hey, you have a stress fracture.
Oh, no.
Oh, that's why I can't
Yeah.
run.
So I had to take some time off for that?
Yeah, it took 3 months
Okay.
to get back.
Yeah.
But I would try.
Yeah.
But
How did you do in terms of building back up the mileage and stuff like that? Were you at very high mileage at that point?
not as much.
Sure.
Probably like 60 miles a week. It's just still pretty
That's still good. Yeah. Yeah. Wow. So, okay. So then you built up and got running more and more.
And now it's like the ultra passion. So
Yeah. What do you average kind of a week and things like that?
I'm currently at 150 per week now.
Wow. That's your average. Because I saw another one post where you said you hit 171 and then what's your record for miles in a week?
202.
202.
202.
Oh my goodness.
I didn't have to work that week, so it helps.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, what do you do for a job? What's your career?
I work at Sportsman's.
Okay.
So we
Sportsman's
do all the
wear.
guns for all the stores nationwide.
Cool. Okay. That's awesome. So are you an outdoorsman too? Do you like to do outdoors type activities?
Just
Obviously run, but
yeah.
Cool.
I like camping and stuff.
Awesome.
My brother got a gun, so maybe I'll go shoot it.
Yeah.
And maybe I'll have another passion.
Yeah, you never know. You never know. Seems like you're an all-in guy, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, so when you run, like those ultra distances, have you done any like races or things like that? You said you don't race very much.
No, I have not done any races above a marathon, but I have ran 50 miles. I have done multiple 550Ks.
Okay.
Just not raced them.
Just not raced them. That's cool. So like a self-supported 50 or just went out and just wound up running
my first
50 miles?
50 was with my brother-in-law as well. So.
Oh, wow. That's cool. That's cool. Yeah, the self-supported like long distance races, that's pretty interesting. Did you have stations that you set up or did you just have like
we
a pack full of
started
gear?
in Midway,
Mm-hmm.
went up and over Guardslands Pass,
Mm-hmm.
and then around to Wasatch Boulevard, all the way to Lehigh.
Wow.
So,
Did you have just everything you were going to use in the pack when you started?
stopped at that 7-Eleven on the bottom of Big Cottonwood Canyon.
Went to the
Got a
bathroom, got
sandwich at
some.
1 a.m. and continued the
You
journey.
kept going. I love it. That's funny. Well, cool. Have you had, in that journey, what's kept you going? What have you had anything that made you like want to give it all up?
Mm-mm.
Nothing.
Once you find a passion, I think you just keep
Just
going.
stick to it, huh?
Yeah.
What do you feel like has made you so passionate then about it?
I don't know, probably just the feeling of running, just getting out there. It's really a blessing to be able to run and move your body that way.
Yeah. Would you say that you didn't have that before when you were mostly gaming?
Yeah, I wanted the game.
Okay.
Just the passion shifted.
Yeah. Physically, were you very capable?
Yeah, I was capable.
Okay.
Yeah, I actually have a degree in health and exercise science. I
Oh,
mean,
I
I've
didn't know
always liked fitness. I always enjoyed it.
Cool.
I'd lose in a game, 50 push-ups or something.
Yeah.
Or,
Yeah. That's cool. Well, so what has kept you running all these years? You mentioned passion. Is there, like, if you were to stop running, what would be kind of your greatest fear or anxiety about that?
If I stopped,
Mm-hmm.
I don't know
Or
what
the
I'd do
idea
with
of
life.
Right. Okay.
What am I gonna do?
What am I going to do with myself? Well, that's cool. What, what do you do then to like prepare for running every day? Do you have a routine?
Well, I get up to go to work at 5, so if I don't work, I still get up at that same time. I'll run in the morning.
Okay. Every day?
Every day.
Wow.
But if it's during a work day, that's just after work, during the heat of the day, which is hard. But
Yeah. Is that when you do your 15 then?
Yeah.
Is right after work?
Yep.
And then you'll wait and then do another one later at night, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Wow. How big of a break do you typically take in between each run?
2 hours.
2 hours. And then you go on another 5.
Another one. Another one. Especially on these days. Like I'll hit 30, maybe today.
All right. So, because you ran. Did you see what it was on the treadmill that you ran?
At 4.
Yeah, it was.
Almost 4.
Okay.
We'll count that.
Yeah, I'll count it because they were a hard 4. So, I mean, you got up to what, about 7 miles an hour and a 12% grade?
Yeah, that's pretty evil.
Yeah, that's not very fun. But
evil for me.
You're right. Well, but that's cool that you could do it. So that's flying along. So yeah, that's cool. How long did it take you to kind of build up to the type of distance that you're running now?
Oh, wow. I would guess 8 years.
Okay. And did you have a plan as to how you built up, or just kind of let it happen naturally?
I was never coached. I just kind of...
Yeah.
And that's during that time is where you kind of flirt with injury. I had the knee things. I had the ankles and the shin splints and all those.
Yeah.
But now they seem to go away.
Yeah. Yeah, your body eventually adapts.
It knows what it's doing.
Yeah. Yeah, your body eventually adapts to that and things. But yeah, there is a period of where you're building, where it's not uncommon to get, the niggles, as people will say.
Right.
But feeling pretty healthy now, huh?
Yep.
That's awesome. What advice would you give to other runners then to keep them healthy and keep them on the road?
Like everyone else says, consistency.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the big one.
Yeah.
Be patient with yourself too. You can't compare yourself to someone else who's at this level.
Yeah.
It's your level and it's your running. It's no one else's.
Yeah. I love that message. Just build up slowly as your body can tolerate it, and stop pushing so hard and just be patient. And so we always say in the clinic that the shortcut is consistency. Right? There is no shortcut, basically. You just got to be consistent. And the more you do it, the more your body adapts.
It gets better.
Yeah.
Just the way it works.
Yeah. So now you can do pretty extreme distance every week, and your body tolerates it pretty well, huh?
Yeah, no problem.
That's great. That's great. Well, how do you prepare, like, to eat enough and other things like that? How do you
prepare enough?
You don't prepare enough. You're pretty skinny. We talked about that earlier. Do you eat quite a bit then, or?
Yes and no.
Yes and no.
No.
Yeah, probably not enough, but
Not
still
enough.
quite a bit, huh?
I'll do my 30 miler and wake up in the middle of the night hungry, which is
Yeah. Probably not good.
Not good.
But at the same time, like, it's a good thing to respond to that, but it makes sense. That's a lot.
After this test, I kind of see why
that is.
that is.
Hopefully that helps inform that a little bit when we looked at your calorie replacement rate and some of those other things. That hopefully will be helpful in your future training. Yeah. So any goals on the horizon as far as distance or anything like that, or just
the current, try to beat last year.
Just beat last year. I like it. Okay. I love it.
Since I'm on pace, might as well go.
Yeah, might as well. Just keep building slowly, right? Just listen to your body and let it happen as it happens. Huh?
Yep.
That's cool.
Yep. I never really count the miles, what I have left. I always count
what you've done.
What I've done.
I like it. I think that's a good way of looking at it.
What I've done.
I like that a lot. Well, so is there any advice you'd give to other runners about how to keep going, how to plug along and maybe eventually get to where you're at in terms of miles and ability?
Advice is still consistency. Just learn to love it. If you have to pull back, do it.
Yeah. But keep running.
Keep running. Do what you love.
Okay. I love it. That's great advice right there. Keep running, and just make sure that you love it. And then you'll find that you can keep running if you do it in a way that you love it instead of putting so much pressure on yourself.
Exactly.
So if somebody wanted to follow your running journey, where would they find you? How can somebody find you?
I'm on Strava.
It's
pretty open.
Okay.
So I'm there. On Instagram as well.
On Instagram. What's your Instagram handle?
Run JSM76.
Run JSM76. And then on Strava, look for Jarom McPhee.
Yep.
And you can see somebody just cranking out insane miles.
It's pretty open there.
Yeah, that's awesome. So if you want to follow Jarom's journey, that's where you go. And it'd be fun to see how you keep doing. Definitely fun to interview you and see kind of your passion for running and how that bears out in all the miles.
Yeah, you see it in the numbers.
Yep, that's fun.
The passion.
Well, thank you so much for joining us today.
Yes.
On the Running Unbroken podcast. It's fun to see a runner that can just keep going and going. The Energizer Bunny of runners, right?
That's right.
Well, but it's been built slowly over time to where you can.
Yeah.
And that's the take-home message. Keep running, keep consistent, and you'll get there too. Thanks so much for joining us. Thank you so much for joining us. Make sure to like, follow, subscribe, all of those things so you can get our next episode of Running Unbroken. We'll see you on the next one.
Thanks for listening to Running Unbroken. Don't forget to follow us on Facebook and Instagram. And reach out if you or someone you know has a story to share.